is just 10 days away. A great time to change up your garden. Taft Price talks with our garden expert Paul James for 2 News in the Garden.
Good morning, welcome back to In the Garden. Paul and Taft here. And Paul, we're going to talk today about, whenever you plant a tree, a lot of times in the back of your mind you're thinking, I hope this does well. Today we're going to talk about some trees that are going to get us well on the way to actually putting it in the ground and knowing that it's going to survive and do well.
3 surefire winners, 3 trees that I really love and that I encourage people to consider if they're having trouble making a decision. These are three trees you cannot go wrong with. Okay. The first one is the Chinese pistache. And as the name suggests, this is actually distantly related to the pistachio, but this is an Oklahoma proven winner. It just adapts to so many different situations, different soil types, moist soils, dry soils. It's actually tolerates moist soils but is drought tolerant as it ages. Now when it's young, the structure it's okay. I mean, when they're really young, they're kind of the ugly duckling, but as they mature, they develop beautifully. Awesome fall foliage, which is another thing that we love here in green country. So you get this gold to red to crimson kind of color, and it's just magnificent. Virtually 0 pest and disease problems, a real winner in backyard gardens in this area.
This is going to do well, and it also gives us that color during the fall. Kind of get the best of both worlds with this.
Yes, and medium-sized tree, 30, 35 feet at maturity, nice spread, fairly open canopy. It's just got all the things you want in a tree for your yard. This is the lacebark elm, and holy cow, this is one of the best trees that you can buy. I'll tell you something. A lot of people come in and they want a fast-growing tree. Usually fast-growing trees have really weak wood, so they're the first to go in ice storms, high winds. This is a fast-growing tree that develops really good wood density. So small leaf form, so it's not messy at all in the landscape. Gives you nice fall color. This will top out maybe 40, could be 50 feet over time. But one of the most awesome things about this tree to me is it's got what's called exfoliating bark. So as it matures, the bark literally starts to peel, and you get this mottled effect. And some people think that there's a problem with it. It's not. It's the nature of the beast. But it's a wonderful, it really draws your eye to the bark. Really hard to beat. I mean, you cannot go wrong with a lacebark elm.
And at full maturity, it's going to grow a little bit taller than the pistache.
Just a little bit. Like you said, tolerates poor soils. So Owasso, Broken Arrow, areas where you've got clay, less than ideal soils. This is perfect, but it also does really well in good soil. So can't go wrong.
So if you don't have a green thumb, this may be one you want to keep on the list.
Absolutely. Definitely keep this on the list.
Okay.
And right next to it, we've got the bald cypress. Now the bald cypress is kind of an odd duck. It's a conifer, meaning that it forms cones, but it's deciduous. Most conifers are evergreen. This is deciduous, so it will drop these leaves. But this, you see these a lot in their native environment in swamplands because they love wet soils. So if you've got a spot in the yard where poor drainage, poor soil even, you can't go wrong because it loves those moist conditions. Although, once established, it does fine in dry soils as well. I just love these.
And it's really nice when we're looking at these different variations because we're just talking about the elm here a second ago, which can handle drought and bad soils. This one can handle extremely wet soils and do just as fine. So just finding out exactly which one fits that place, you're definitely going to find one in one of these favorite trees.
That's the trick. You've got to match the tree to the site that you've got. But I assure you, there is a tree for every site. These, by the way, still need full sun, and some of them will get real large, although there are some that are actually pretty small. So you've got your choice. I mean, at maturity, some of these will hit 100 feet. This can be a really big tree and a pretty quick grower. But we've got others that top out much smaller. In fact, there's a dwarf that kind of gets my height. It's ideal. I mean, I just love these. And the cones can be really, really pretty. These are 3 that you can't go wrong with. Chinese pistache, lacebark elm, and bald cypress. Or if you prefer the Latin, taxodium.
I like that better. It sounds much more exciting.
Say it 3 times real fast.
I don't think I want to.
Taxodium, taxodium, taxodium.